So if we see, let's go back to the top of this pack where you have Hallmark, Lasaco, Unique, Real Exchange, Cornerstone, and Afro Insurance, and maybe Unity Cap, and we say, okay, fine, these are the top 5 or 6, top 7 that will see massive. Is it that investors are panicking, or there's something going on behind closed? Is that an exchange of shares from one hand to the other hands? And I should be looking at these insurance stocks as those where I'm going to see some nice changes taking place very soon and coming back strongly.
Okay, so number one, I'm not sure it's all about panicking. I think it's more of investors seeing, activities in this. Because if I look at some of the top, Hallmark Insurance, for example, Lasaco, Royal Exchange, these are some of the, very active insurance. I'm talking about the business of insurance right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I know Hallmark very well, and I know they do a lot of deals in Nigeria. They're very active in general and, composite insurance. So I know Lasaco as well. I know that Bilia Holding, they have, some significant holding in the...
Yes, exactly.
So I think
the Unique Insurance has been around for quite some time, and
so
quite
is Real
solid
Exchange
insurance company in terms of the insurance business. Then Cornerstone as well, once one of the big boys in the market in the mid-90s, early 90s, and then all of that.
So yes, so exactly. I think it's more of investors exchanging, shares, seeing the opportunity to, for a proper price discovery.
In terms of brand?
Yes, in terms of brand.
As an insurance brand?
Okay.
Those folks, you can say, well, you can see their brand.
Yes, the brands are actually quite out there for these names. I mean, Hallmark is almost everywhere. Royal Exchange, yeah, maybe they have to do, some investment in terms of rebranding, but they've been here for quite a while. Cornerstone, used to be, a big name, all over the TV, but they don't do as much anymore.
So what exactly was the business, is the problem here with the insurance companies? Any idea what that is?
So problem, two ways. In terms of market, sentiment is very poor. In terms of the fundamentals of the business, Nigerians still have a very low, Nigeria as a country still have a very low insurance penetration, basically because we don't value insurance as an economy. For retail segment, most especially, the insurance guy will really need to convince me really hard. Except for motor, for example, I don't have any other insurance. And why am I doing motor? Because it's regulatory. And maybe apart from folks like me, most of the guys on the street will just do third party. And they won't even go back to collect their claim when they have any scratch or if anything happens. Because for third party, you still have some significant claim that you can get from the insurance business. But most folks are not even educated about this, so they don't ever go back. They only do it
to cash it. Yeah.
Exactly, just do it to avoid police wahala. So apart from that, people don't really go get value from their insurance. But for me, I think insurance has been very helpful for me over the last 2 years, for motor at least.
You've gotten a few scratches.
Exactly.
No, that's what Lagos taught you. You get scratched in Lagos.
But the thing is, they pay. They do pay, but I don't know why. Maybe the insurance businesses themselves, they still need to go out there, do more education in terms of how much value they can put out there, because it's measured in terms of claim. How much claim are you paying out? I mean, have them pay.
Let's wrap up let's bring the banks into this conversation quickly. I don't want us to lose that as well. Look at the banks, and that will be coming in the next few seconds about these banks: Skybank, Sterling, Unity, whether it's the Jais Bank or Wema Bank. They are also part of those that will see significant volume on them over the last 2 weeks of this new pricing methodology.
Okay, so for the banks, it's a different story entirely. The first month of 2018 has been quite, bullish for the Nigerian stock market. And many of the tier 2 banks, and some of which you would now classify as tier 3 maybe, have been a big beneficiary.
That's my own creation.
Exactly.
I call them tier 3 banks. I think some banks, you just go for tier 3.
Exactly. They've been a big beneficiaries of, the rally we've seen, because a lot of retail investors just, moved into the market and start, this bandwagon buying.
Yeah,
so you see Unity Bank that has, been as low as 55 kobo earlier. That's rallied to about 1.8.
183
and has done over 45% in 2 weeks.
In just 2 weeks.
So yeah, so beyond the new pricing implementation.
Hey, where was I? I'm here every day. I never knew that Unity Bank moved all this much.
Yeah, and
so if I had bought Unity Bank at 50 kobo on January 1st or December 31st last year,
at the moment
by this morning, I'll be 45% good at 183 kobo, and I might just sell and go away.
Yes.
Amazing. So that moves me to Wema Bank, almost the same. Yellow of 50 kobo. As at Happy New Year. Then that's about 127. And that's the 13.16%.
Exactly.
I can discount inflation at that and still make. And Sterling Bank. Any news about Sterling Bank last week? Almost 2 million. Almost 2 billion shares.
There was a major cross that took place on Sterling.
Yes, on Thursday.
So, I think it was behind the OTC. It was
over the counter, yes.
So maybe some guys just exchanged some transaction. But there's no major news around that.
Skybank.
Skybank has been very active, you know, after all they went through.
No, they're still going through a lot of hurdles because we don't have Skybank's financial statement for 2 years, right?
Yes, but I think, like I said earlier, market sentiment has been very positive for the Tier 2 banks in 2018 so far. A lot of retail investors like this, you know, cheap stock, penny stock, and the banks are very, very liquid. When you talk stock market to most Nigerians, the first thing that comes to many of them
is banks.
Okay,
let's see how these things will pace out as we start another trading week today. Wale Olusi, research associate from United Capital, will continue the conversation to wrap up the show this morning.